Hello everyone, welcome back to another LeetCode video. And today we will be solving the question twosome. And this is a very popular question on LeetCode. And basically let's actually read the description. So given an array of integers nums and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. So if we look at an example, you see there's a array of 2, 7, 11, and 15, and the target is 9. So we need to add exactly two numbers. So, it could be, 7, 11, 7, 15, or 2 or 11. But it has to add up to the target, which is in this case 9. So just by looking at the array, we can tell that 2 and 7 add up to the target, right? And what we return here is not the values, rather the indice of values. So that's really important to keep in mind here. And we can actually solve this by using a hash map. Um, and the way we will be using a hash map is we will be assigning each of these values to an indice. So we store the indice so we can call it back. And if we find a number that is able to add up to the target of 9 or whatever, we will be able to call upon that indice by using the target number minus whatever you are. So another thing to keep in mind is, in order to check if two numbers add up, we can also do a subtraction, right? So if we're at 2, well, let's take this as an example, right? So we're at 3. We check if the hash map has something 6 minus 3, which will add up to 6, right? And then we realize that, we're on the first iteration. We don't have any other 3s because we haven't assigned this yet. But keep in mind that you may not use the same element twice. And each of these numbers are, you can only use it for one time, right? And if you're starting from here and you get to 2, 2 minus 6 is 4, but we haven't added 4 yet. We haven't assigned what 4 is yet. So it's going to go by. That one iteration is going to finish. We're going to go to the last iteration. We go by 4. We subtract 6 by 4, and we do have 2 in our hash map stored. So we call upon that indice as well as the indice of the current uh, iteration. So let's first initiate our hash map. So this is going to be how you do it in Python, 2 brackets. And a good way to actually store find out what the indice as well as the value of an array is using the command enumerate. And I'll show you right here how to do it for I, n. So I will represent the indice as well as n representing the actual number. Just go like this, enumerate nums, and yeah, so I is going to represent, like I said before, the indice n is the number. So what we can do here is we're going to assign h n, so we're going to assign value to the indice. So if we go through 3, 2, 4, 3 would be assigned to 0, 2 would be assigned to 1, 4 would be assigned to 2. And actually, we need to create an if statement, right? So we need to check every iteration if there's a number that adds up to the target. And how do we do that? Like I said before, we will be subtracting the target from the current number you're on in that iteration. So here we go. So it's going to be if target minus n, right? That makes sense. So target minus the number you were on is in the hash map, right? So if it is in the hash map, that means we found our twosome. What do we need to call? We need to return the current indice. Well, current indice will be on the right because it's it seems like the bigger number is always on the right. So that's how we're gonna do it. I is after, the iteration, we realize that we found something in the past iteration. So I is always gonna be greater than um, target minus n. So how do we call that? We just do h map and target minus n, right? So this is gonna give us our indice we need. And there is always going to be exactly one solution, so we don't need any other return functions here. This will execute when they find the answer. So let's give it a go. How that and there we go. We got it. All right, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more content. See you guys next time.